I guess they can each play half the season.
And when Matthew says, I'll come over too, they're like, okay.
We'll need you. We'll need you.
We need 2 backs because one's going to get hurt halfway through.
Yeah. There's been a bit of instead of a rejuvenation, a reconstitution? No. Darrelle Revis.
Oh, yeah.
Heading back to New York. He's going back to the Jets. 5-year, $70 million contract. Thanks, P. Diddy. To me, that's a lot of money for Darrelle Revis.
Dude, if you know how good he is, it's not a lot of money.
He's getting old, though. 5 years at $70 million?
He's coming home.
I mean, I could see a hefty 2-year deal.
Look, New England does not win a
5
championship
years.
without him there. I'm telling you right now. They
Really?
do not win a championship without him there. Before he was there, they weren't getting that far in the playoffs. No matter how good Tom Brady is, he needs a defense on the other side to get him the ball back to win a game.
Mm-hmm.
And Darrelle Revis is a stud. He's a one-of-a-kind type of cornerback.
All right, RVD. I just don't think he's worth that much money. But he'll be reunited, and it feels so good with fellow former Jet teammate Antonio Cromartie, who's signing a 40-year, $32 million deal.
You know, you know what happened the
got
last
real
time?
Asian for a second.
You know what happened the last time these two were together? Two AFC
made
championships.
babies?
They never won a Super Bowl? Is that
Two
what
AFC championships with Mark Sanchez as quarterback.
Dirty
so that tells
fucking
you how good they are.
Sanchez. Yeah, no thanks to Mark Sanchez.
No, it was all them.
No fucking thanks.
The other
to them.
team could not score a point with these two guys on the field.
So the population of New York just doubled.
Yeah.
You know, Cromartie and his family is back.
Oh, I got little Antonio who's won, and little Serena who's won.
Yeah, this could go on for hours. It's the Antonio Cromartie marathon where he names his kids.
I
should be
have
a
a schedule
fundraiser.
book so I know which mom to return them to.
God, he has it programmed in his GPS.
Yeah. Now for Layla, where do we go?
Yeah, Senior Johnny tweets back, but Matthews had his best year when Woodhead and him split time.
Right.
Yeah, because they can't do a whole fucking season.
What are they going to do with 3 running backs? I know Sproles is a third down specialist. Maybe he can do more special
Gee,
teams.
another former Charger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Sproles.
So it's Chip Kelly, man. It's his offensive genius. He's going to
Chip-
do something with this team.
Chip Kelly is fucking packing it.
We're like, what is he doing getting rid of Shady McCoy, one of the best running backs in the league? Now we know what he's doing.
That's right. Speaking of getting rid of, the Jets did get rid of Percy Harvin, who then went on to sign with the Bills for a year, $6 million.
He's like, Rex, I'm coming home.
Coming home. And the Jets did pick up quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick in exchange for a 7th-round pick.
Mediocre to mediocre.
Woo!
Mediocre to mediocre. The Jets need more than that.
They've got nothing in the quarterback department.
It's that. It's another guy you're going to mention later, back to mediocre.
Yep.
2 guys you're going to mention. I'll bring them up, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why do they need
Hold
him?
on. If you're thinking who I'm thinking, you're thinking not mediocre. Hold on a second. So the
You're
Eagles,
not thinking.
Yeah, the Eagles did trade their quarterback, Nick Foles, who had a great year, great couple
2
of
years
years
ago.
They traded him for Sam Bradford, basically straight up. There was a pick involved.
No,
but,
the Eagles gave up quite a bit.
They gave up a couple picks.
Yeah, but good picks, like picks that you don't usually give up.
Have they not seen Sam Bradford's track record staying healthy?
But I know the offensive coordinator for the Eagles right now is the guy who
know him?
was the offensive
Holy
coordinator.
shit.
Yeah, I know him. I know what his dick looks like. That's what I mean.
Wow.
He was the offensive coordinator for Sam Bradford's rookie year, which is his only healthy year where he won Rookie of the Year. So he obviously knows something we don't.
Maybe. I mean, he's good, but he's injury
prone. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Sam
they got
Bradford,
Sanchez,
who's-
dude. Well, you're
I
not
was gonna
confident in
say,
Sanchez?
Exactly. I was going to say Sam Bradford, who's injury prone, so expect to see a lot of Mark Sanchez butt fumbling next year.
2-time AFC Championship contender Mark Sanchez?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to point out that number 2 from the Ned Files is officially in the chat room.
Oh, hey.
He's here for his testosterone
Number 2's here.
conditioning. Yeah.
God damn, that's a first.
I guess after a week on the Ned Files, you do need a little testosterone
Yeah,
conditioning. That's
that's true.
But
But we
more-
should say Mark Sanchez will soon be the newest member of El Matadores.
Los Matadores?
Los Matadores.
Is Epico getting injured or something? Yeah. He'll
They
take
need Sanchez.
Epicos. That's right. Ole!
It's his finishing move, the bat fumble!
Pass him out is his finishing move.
Oh.
Get a little on your upper lip.
Who doesn't like that? Little dirty Sanchez. And speaking of the Eagles,
This one's for Tebow. Yeah, let's go. All he do is win, 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 no matter what. Got Jesus on his mind, he could never get enough. And every time he step up in the building, everybody rush shots go up, go up, go up.
and they stay there.
And they stay there.
No, we're not gay. The Eagles worked out Tim Tebow today, and I mean that in the straightest way possible.
Yeah, the way that Trigger Mike does it. Worked him out.
No, I said straight.
We work out.
They checked him out. They had him run the drills and all that good stuff. No word of signing as of yet, but if they're looking for a janitor, Tebow's your guy.
That's right.
That's right. I hope to Tebow that Tebow gets signed.
I hope so.
Me too.
I pray to Tebow on a
Maybe
nightly
Sanchez
basis.
requested it because he worked with him in New York.
That's true.
Yeah.
Need someone to take the pressure off
Yeah,
of him.
I need somebody to sit on the bench and watch me.
Bring me my Gatorade.
I believe in the higher power that is Tebow.
I do too.
And I think that's
Oh,
what Ultimate
absolutely.
Warrior was always like channeling his powers from.
Yeah, the
Really?
power of the
Yes.
ultimate Tebow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. He's from places unknown or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. The Colts released Trent Richardson, who then filed for a grievance because his $1.84 million he's supposed to make this year was voided. So he's hoping to get paid for not doing anything.
Right, for being a fucking sucky player.
Yeah, that's
Well,
like
they're
the NFL equivalency of joining the unemployment line.
Yeah, well, they're doing the same thing to him that happened to Josh Gordon, where they suspended him conveniently before his 6th game, so they didn't have to pay him the bonus
Right.
or pay him for a full season. He's now under contract another season. The same thing happened with Trent Richardson. He was like suspended a game or something, or fined, and that goes against his contract, and so they were able to release him without having to pay him.
Right.
So he's angry.
He's what?
He's grieving.
He's grieving. Yeah.
Isn't that kind of like the American Dream? Get paid to do nothing.
Dusty Rhodes? The American Dream? And
I am the American Dream.
I over here, I get paid to do nothing.
I'm gonna dance with Sapphire. See, remember Sapphire used to dance, and she was black.
Have you seen the scars on my forehead?
I used to play before we were PG.
I used to blade with a machete.
American Dream.
It's a cowbell.
More cowbell.
He's just a working man.
And Frank Gore. Oh, Frank Gore. Frank
Gore.
Gone.
We thought we had lost him to the Eagles. He's off to the Colts.
Thank
3-year,
Holy.
$12 million deal.
Smart move by him. They are definitely more poised for a championship run than the Eagles are. And at the time, he didn't know what the Eagles
Oh, the
were.
Colts, yeah.
Yeah, at the time he didn't know what the Eagles were doing. They were getting rid of players. That's why he chose the Colts. But then I guess Chip Kelly's like, I'm going to pull the Marco out of my sleeve and some Tebow.
What else do you have on his sleeve?
He had a little Ryan Matthews up his sleeve.
Oh, shit.
I got Darren Sproles for the 3rd down.
By the way, number 2 needs to leave us like a review on iTunes and all that shit. He says, that's how good these guys are. They're making stuff I know nothing about sound entertaining.
Copy and paste that.
That's
please.
right. Listen to the show, everybody. Let's tell your friends. Speaking of Frank Gore and the debacle that is San Francisco 49ers in San Jose, they have become the new. They've become the football angels.
Santa Clara.
They're the San Francisco 49ers of Santa Clara in Modesto County, California.
Right.
Yeah. They've added. We're saved, everybody. First of all, they re-signed Blaine Gabbert to 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
We're saved.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Who needs Cap?
He makes Cap better.
Who needs Cap?
He makes Cap better. He challenges Cap.
Right. They also picked up Reggie Bush. Who doesn't like a good Bush?
If he stays healthy, he'll fit that offense very nicely.
Hopefully.
So just like the Angels, they don't know where they're from, and they overpay should be retired players.
Yes.
Well, Reggie Bush, he didn't get too much money. He actually got a decent. It's affordable.
5-year, 40.
I mean, with all the players that we've lost, we have a lot.
Do we
of money
think
to
Reggie
spend.
Bush has 5 years left in him? He hardly had a year with the Lions last year.
If he avoids getting tackled, he has a lot of years.
So he should go to some pussy sport like baseball.
Just run out of bounds every time.
Just sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, go play baseball, you puss. And we did pick up, though, this is a good pickup. Wide receiver Torrey Smith from the Ravens. We're just rebuilding with the Ravens once again.
It's the sleeper pick. I'm telling you.
5-year, $40 million.
I'm telling you, Colin Kaepernick's going to have 5 touchdowns of 40 yards or longer this year.
For the season.
Say it now. Put it on record. Trigger Mike says 5 touchdowns of 40 yards or longer, all to Torrey Smith.
And that'll literally be his only touchdowns for the
Right.
season.
He'll have 5
The
touchdowns
rest
all
of the
season.
49ers scoring will come from the MVP, Phil Dawson, who has yet to re-sign.
Right. The man that made you spend money to buy a jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
I bought it.
He's
Number
MVP.
2 in the chat room brings up a good point. I thought soccer was the pussy sport. You're right. My apologies. Go baseball.
The other football.
That is the fake football. The Ravens, speaking of Torrey Smith and the Ravens, they traded their Haloti Nagata
Hello, D. Nagata.
You like that? Such a wonderful name. To the Lions for a 4th and 5th round pick.
For not a damn thing.
That's basically.
I think that's what Hello, D. Nagata means.
Hello to Magata, baby.
That reminds me, the LA Marathon was yesterday, and 2 Kenyans won.
Really?
No, what?
Why, yeah.
Were they dancing? If this was WWE, they'd be dancing.
Running backwards?
They'd know each other.
How come I got funny all of a sudden? What the hell happened?
Who says you got funny?
You guys are laughing. I can only go. Oh,
Well,
you're laughing at me.
he just-
sorry.
He was making a funny face. And they also agreed to a 3-year, $9 million deal with Justin Forsett.
They finally kept someone.
Finally.
He's worth more than that. Isn't that what Prater's getting in Detroit? 3 years, $9 million.
Is it 9 or is it 12?
It's 4 years, 12. It's
you're
$3
right.
million a year.
4-12, yeah.
Justin Forsett, a guy who was one of the top rushers in the league last year, a position that's way more valuable, unless you're Dawson, than a kicker.
Yeah. Not the MVP.
He's getting $3 million a year because he's not Ray Rice.
Yeah. Andre Johnson, Mr. Larry Johnson, signs a 3-year, $21 million deal with the Colts.
Dude, the Colts are so good right
They're-
now.
Colts
Gore and Johnson.
Dude, the Colts, the Bills, and the Eagles stacking up right
And
now.
I must
And
mention,
the Jets too.
They also stacked up on the defense. They got Trent Cole, which is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. So they did sure up something on the defense. I would like them to try to coax Patrick Willis and Chris Borland out of retirement and sign them as their middle linebacker.
Oh, that's what I meant to mention during 49ers. Chris Borland did, as we were going on the air, announce that he will be retiring from
at
the
24
49ers.
years old,
Yeah,
after
the
having
ripe old age.
after having an amazing season, going, okay, maybe we can last without Patrick Willis.
Wait,
'cause we
wait,
have
an
Borland.
amazing season.
Last year.
Oh, him personally.
Yeah, he had an amazing
I thought you were
season
saying the
last year.
Niners had a...
No.
what?
Chris Borland was the standout.
I see what you're saying there. The Texans have signed quarterback. Ooh, they're on a roll. Brandon Hoyer.
Once again, like I said, mediocre going to mediocre. Texans
Right.
need a real quarterback, and they signed Brian Hoyer, the most mediocre
and
quarterback.
his brother Brandon, too.
I hope Ryan Mallett, who's
Brandon Hoyer.
yeah,
Thank you.
I hope Ryan Mallett, who's a guy that they hope is going to be a potential great quarterback who came over from New England last year, who got hurt. He had a great game last year, but he got hurt, and I'm thinking they're hoping that he's going to be the starter. Hoyer's there as backup, but
Hopefully so.
mediocre to mediocre.
Hoyer's not going to do anything.
I mean, he could have went to the Jets or Texans, and it means the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
no matter what.
Here's the big news. Tight end Julius Thomas leaving Denver. He's signed with the Jags. 5 years, $9.2 million. First of all, that's a little underpaid for Julius Thomas.
Right, he could have stayed in Denver for that. That's what
For at least that.
Peyton
and he
took-
could have been mile high.
Peyton took more of a pay cut than that
Right.
to keep him, and
Yeah.
they couldn't fucking keep him.
I'm very surprised. And why go to the Jags? He's like, I want to win a fucking championship. I'm going to go to the Jags.
I don't like a quarterback named Peyton. I like a quarterback named Blake.
Who?
Blake.
Who's that?
Blake Bortles.
Oh, they haven't signed Tebow yet?
I like his alliteration.
Yeah, I like me some double D's.
I like Blake Bortles throwing to Orange Julius.
to Orange Julius.
That was his nickname in Denver because
Yeah.
they wore orange.
Yeah. The Chiefs have released Dwayne Bowe. He'll most likely end up in Cleveland. Cleveland's trying very hard to sign him.
They got rid of their number one receiver who could not catch a touchdown pass last year.
That's right.
Fumbled at the 1 yard line on the last game of the season.
Still better than Seattle. The Vikings traded for wide receiver Mike Wallace from Miami, and then also released wide receiver Greg Jennings, former Packer,
Bay Packer.
butt Packer.
What's funny about this story is that 2 years ago when Miami signed Mike Wallace, that's who Minnesota was going after. And when they couldn't get Mike Wallace, they signed Greg Jennings. So now they're like, fuck you,
Yeah.
we got our guy
Now that
finally.
we got Mike Wallace.
2 years later, but we got him.
We don't even know Greg Jennings.
They could have used Greg Jennings as a third receiver.
Why not?
But
Why not
you know what?
keep
He was
him
making a
around?
lot of money. So that's
I
football
guess
for you.
overpaid as a third receiver.
Yeah, that's football for you. Is they don't get huge guaranteed contracts, so you can cut these guys and cut your losses right there. You don't need that huge
cut
salary
me.
on the cap. You get the guy you want, get rid of that cap, and sign someone in the draft because this draft has a lot of good receivers.
Speaking of getting rid of cap.
Shut up.
Hey, we got Blake Gabbert. We don't need Kaepernick.
Right. He's there to make Cap better. All right?
How is he making Cap better?
Because he's going to take his job.
Yeah.
And would you want to be Kaepernick, the guy losing your job to that guy? To a guy named Blaine. My name's Blaine.
What did
I had to throw it in there.
Triple H and the magician guy have a child?
Yeah,
together?
An illusion.
I am
I'm
the
an-
blade.
I'm an illusionist, Michael.
Yeah, not a magician. Big Ben Roethlisberger. Mm-hmm. He has re-signed with the Steelers, 5 years, $99 million.
Watch out, Pittsburgh. You saw a shadow. 5 more years of raping left.